the other area I wanted to kind of point out and talk a little bit about is a type of financing similar to accounts receivable financing and factoring. It's been around for literally hundreds, if not thousands of years. And this particular type of financing is purchase order financing. So account receivable financing and factoring is predicated on the fact that you have an invoice. So you've shipped something or you've provided a service to a customer, and now you're able to bill that customer, and that then leads to account receivable and factoring.
Okay.
So then the question is, okay, I've got my customer who I'm making widgets for, but I need my raw material. If my product to my customer, let's say I'm charging them $10,000 for my product, a piece of equipment, or a part to an airplane, or whatever it might be. So that I'm charging them $10,000. My cost of goods on that, my raw material, is, let's say, 20%. Let's say my labor is 30%, my cost of goods is 20%. So I got to get my material, I got to buy my material. So where do I get the cash? I haven't made a sale yet, but I've got a purchase order. I've got Honeywell, Boeing. They want to buy this, whether it's part of an airplane or a helicopter from me. They're going to give me a purchase order for 20,000 units that I have to deliver to them in 8 weeks. So it takes me, 6 weeks to build these. I have to deliver them 8 weeks, not a problem. But I got to get my raw material in. So I could take that purchase order from Boeing or Honeywell, whatever it might be, and work with a purchase order finance company. Now, ideally, if I've worked with Boeing and Honeywell before, I've got experience and reputation and a track record of building that product, delivering it to my customer, and they pay me, right? But now I need my raw material. So purchase order financing, and I will caution the listeners, it's not cheap, it's expensive, but it's short term. So I need my raw materials, I get my raw materials in, I produce my product, and then typically once I shipped my product, I will then use account receivable financing to pay off my purchase order financing. So purchase order financing, more expensive than account receivable financing, more expensive than factoring, but it typically leads to account receivable financing. So again, purchase order financing has been around for many, many years, and it's a specialty area to where there's, a dozen or 24 purchase order finance companies throughout the United States. A lot of times, it's in the manufacturing or the garment industry that you would use purchase order financing. The garment industry is a real good example. So, I produce polo shirts, right? And Macy's or Nordstrom's or whomever orders, 100,000 units from me for their stores for next spring, right? And I have to deliver them, I got to get the material. And so I'll use purchase order financing for that type of financing.